Our Sustainable Food Trust report on future diets indicates that if we want to eat sustainably, we should switch to eating the foods which come from the sustainable farming systems of the future. To explore what that would mean in the UK, we researched the impact of a countrywide adoption of sustainable food production to our future diets. How much food and of what kinds could the UK produce if every farm in the country were managed in ways that work in harmony with nature? And what would that look like in terms of individual diets? The report challenges several of the orthodoxies which currently prevail on food waste, on affordability, and on the role of livestock in sustainable food systems. In this short film, we will respond to the key concerns in relation to the farming system and diets that we are advocating. On food waste, reducing and ideally eliminating food waste is an absolute priority. This could be achieved partly through advances in technology and the application of the polluter pays principle, and through farming systems reform to align our future food production to the principles of the circular economy. On equitable distribution, it should be a fundamental human right for every citizen to have access to high quality, nutrient-dense food. But to achieve this, both during and after the transformation towards sustainable farming, governments will need to step in, subsidising and underpinning the pricing system for lower income groups, providing, for instance, free school meals and other forms of support, such as public procurement, food on the public plate. On affordability, many people are understandably worried that the introduction of a truly sustainable and regenerative farming system could make food unaffordable for a substantial percentage of the world's population. Whilst it must be an absolute priority to ensure that good food is affordable to lower income groups, in truth, the apparently cheap prices that we have become so used to are dishonest because they don't reflect the damage caused to the environment, to the climate, or to human health. We are advocating a change in policy where a combination of the polluter pays principle is applied and subsidies are redirected to encourage a shift to more truly sustainable forms of food production. A further area of concern comes from the farming community, who are understandably worried that if our producers adopted regenerative and sustainable farming systems in the UK, they would be undercut by imports of food produced to lower standards. To address this legitimate concern, we believe future international trading agreements based on farm sustainability assessments could offer a solution. The Sustainable Food Trust is developing a global farm metric which, if it were adopted by the international governmental community, could ensure that in future only sustainably produced foods will be traded tariff-free on the global market. Linked to this point is the structural reality that continuing food imports will be inevitable in many countries, including the United Kingdom, since our population exceeds the structural capacity of our land to feed it. Few of us would want to be deprived of access to a range of foods which cannot be produced in our climate zone. On this point, it is important to note that our report recommendations are solely related to the staple foods that could be produced by our UK farming community. In order to realise our vision of a sustainable food future, we need to adapt our tastes and our diets to support the food products from the farming systems which will best suit our climate and our landscape. And in relation to imports, we should restrict all our purchased foods from overseas to farming systems which meet those same criteria. If we can do that, whilst at the same time addressing the stark inequality which prevents people in lower income groups from having access to high quality, nutritious food, then we can truly co-create the food and farming systems which we need for the future.